Hey, good morning, everybody. I hate that I missed you today. I wish you were in the building, but thank you so much for your patience as we are testing our juniors on that very important test today called the ACT, which I look forward to each of you taking when you are juniors. Okay, so this is the document you are going to work through today. I don't want to give you too much work because I won't be there with you. At the same time, I do think you can complete this in about 40 minutes. So let's walk through just the steps here so nobody's confused. This document is 100 points and it's going to be due on Friday. Please be cognizant of the new grading policy for English class. So, excuse me. So, I need this by Friday at midnight to avoid any kind of a 10% daily penalty. This first step, most of you have already completed. So you're simply going to click on whatever hour you're in, let's say 5th hour, go to this document, oops, and then replace one of the emoji images with a picture of yourself. If you need help, there's a video here that can walk you through that. And then you're just going to link whatever you have been looking at online lately that's appropriate. So something like an article that you read, it could be from any source, Rolling Stone, ESPN, KCUR, literally whatever you are appropriately PG-13 reading online. It could be a music video that you have been watching or something, some lyrics that have moved you lately. It could be a video clip, a YouTube video clip. So if you need help figuring out how to do that, watch that video. That's step one. Step two is last week you were supposed to read Harrison Bergeron. If you didn't, then it's linked here for you to read today. But this next activity you can't do unless you've read Harrison Bergeron. You're going to compare and, oh, sorry, you're not going to do that. You are going to respond to this question right here. If you lived in the dystopian society in which George, Hazel, and Harrison Bergeron live, what handicaps would you have to wear to attain true equality? Basically, that's asking, what are you really, really good at? If you're a super good athlete, then you might have to wear the birdshot bags that George had to wear. Or if you're really intelligent, you might have to wear a device like this that makes a ringing sound in your ear whenever you're having an out-of-the-box, critical thought. So respond to this entire question right here. You should write for about 10 minutes. And as you populate this, it's going to move the box down. The mini lesson that we would have done in class together today would be to go over these slides. So we're just going to walk through these very quickly. Dystopian literature. So you may have heard of dystopian literature before. It is basically the opposite of a utopia. So utopia being a perfect world, right? So here, this image I think is appropriate for dystopian literature. It's a very isolated, very controlled. This is a utopia. Again, the opposite of dystopia. It's a perfect place in respect of politics, laws, customs, and conditions. If you live in a utopia, it's like a Garden of Eden type surrounding. It's perfect. Dystopia is the opposite. It's futuristic. It's an imagined universe in which oppressive societal control and the illusion of a perfect society are maintained through corporate, bureaucratic, technological, moral, or totalitarian control. Let's look at the word totalitarian. You see the word at the beginning, total, which means total control. There is a dictator who is running the show, and that person is never crossed. Often people believe that that person was given that position by some sort of, higher power. And so there's absolutely no questions asked. This would be like a North Korea type situation. Dystopias, through an exaggerated worst case scenario, make a criticism about a current trend, societal norm, or political system. And that's what Animal Farm is. So as we get ready to read Animal Farm, it's important that we understand that authors use dystopian settings because they are trying to make a point, a criticism about a current political system. And we're going to talk a little bit today, or you'll do some research today about the different political systems like socialism, communism, totalitarianism, etc., that will help you understand Animal Farm a little bit better. These are listed on that document, so I'm not going to go through them in this video for the sake of time, but these are just some of the characteristics of a dystopian society. In short, In a dystopian society, independent thought and freedom are restricted. Any kind of dissent from the expectation or the rule would be punished. People are not independent humans. They live in a dehumanized state. And on paper, it looks good, right? In a dystopia, it looks like it could work. It sounds like it could work, but in practice, it's more like the Hunger Games. So let's take a look back at this document. Those, the points that are on the slideshow, by the way, are also listed here. So what you'll do is pause this video so you can start a different video called Model Citizen. This is a very creepy little 5-minute dystopian video clip. You're going to watch it and then right here, compare it to Harrison Bergeron. How are both Harrison Bergeron, the text, and the video clip Model Citizen dystopian text or dystopian literature? So you can pause this and do that now. Okay, congratulations, you're almost finished. This is a web quest. So here you're simply going to use the internet to respond to these questions or fill in the definition of the term. So what is an allegory? Animal Farm is an allegory. So I want you to understand what an allegory is. We'll talk about this in class when I see you next time. What is a satire? If you ever watch Saturday Night Live or, let's see, I was trying to think of the other one. They're satire, or like the Chappelle Show. I know that's kind of old, but those are examples of satire. Get me a technical definition there. Look, here's George Orwell with his little camera. And then here you're going to answer some questions about George Orwell's life that are relevant to Animal Farm. You'll just use this article. That way you don't have to spend your day hunting and fishing for information on George Orwell. All of it is answered in that article. And then finally, it's going to be important that you understand socialism, communism, and capitalism. And when I say that, understanding those three systems would take years. So you don't have to fully understand them, but give me a definition, put in your own words. I do want you to notice this. Do not copy and paste the definition from this document, but try to paraphrase it, put it in your own words so that I can see that you are thinking rather than copying and pasting. And you can just find this information right here on this tidy little chart called Descriptions of Governments, whatever, I don't know what it's called, but this is a great document for finding that information. And finally, here we have a video called Animal Farm Context. Some kids are saying they can't get this video, but give it a try. And if you can, that'd be great. Fill out 3 things that you've learned in the video. If you can't get it, then I will put the link in the chat next time we meet virtually and you can complete that. But this down here, you do not have to do. We, for the sake of time, I may have to just summarize the preface for you because on, what's today? Tuesday? On Friday, we are going to begin reading Animal Farm Chapter 1 in class. So if you have me in class on Friday, then I'm actually going to give you a hard copy, a physical copy of Animal Farm. If you do not have my class between now and Friday, so here's Friday, then you might want to get yourself a copy or you'll have to read it virtually until I can see you in person. If you are a person who just happens to be in the building for a sports activity, my room is 322 and I will leave some hard copies of Animal Farm outside of my classroom. You are free to come grab one of those. Okay, guys, have a great day. Just go ahead and wrap up that first part of the HyperDoc today, and I will see you soon. Email me with any questions.